See, the topic is mixture. What is a mixture? Mixture is formed by the combination of two or more pure substances. And the substances which are mixed to form a mixture should not chemically react with each other. And the substances of the mixture can be easily separated into its original components. Some examples of the mixtures are salt water, sea water, soil, etc. So here we see these are the crystals of sugar and these are some particles of the soil. So first of all we will take small quantity of sugar crystal and dissolve it in a liquid. This liquid is water. After dissolving these crystals in the water, we obtain a mixture. So what we call this mixture? This mixture is actually a solution. Discuss about the basic properties of the solution. We can say solution is a homogeneous mixture of two or more than two substances. Here there are two substances are involved in making this solution. One is sugar and the other is water. The particles of the solution are too small that they cannot be seen with the help of naked eyes. And we can say the size of the particles may be less than 1 nanometer in diameter. They do not scatter a beam of light because the particles are very small, so the path of the light is visible and the solution appears to be transparent, and they cannot be separated by the process of filtration. We can prepare another solution. We can take small quantity of soil particles and dissolve it in a liquid. So let's see what happens. Here we see the solution is prepared and it is not transparent. So this solution is known as heterogeneous mixture, in which the solid particles do not dissolve but remain suspended throughout the bulk of the medium. And the particles of the suspension are visible to the naked eyes also. So let's discuss about some properties of the this heterogeneous mixture, and this is also known as suspension. So this suspension is the heterogeneous mixture and the particles of the suspension can be seen by naked eyes, as we can see very clearly, and the particles of the suspension scatter a beam of light passing through it and make its path visible because the size of the particles are larger in comparison to the sugar particles, so the path of the light is visible because the particles scattering the beam of light. And if we keep this mixture for a longer time, then the particles get settled down. The next we can say the solid particles settle down when suspension is left undisturbed. So the suspension is unstable. See the suspension which is in a heterogeneous mixture, the solid particles settle down when suspension is left undisturbed about half an hour. This is the result. It shows that suspension is unstable. Observe the homogeneous and the heterogeneous mixture. Now we will study their differences. The first difference in the homogeneous mixture is uniform composition throughout the mixture, as we have seen in the sugar solution. Whereas in a heterogeneous mixture, the non-uniform composition throughout the mixture. The other difference in the homogeneous mixture is that components are not visible to the naked eyes because the particles are very small. Whereas in a heterogeneous mixture, components can be seen easily because the size is too large to be seen, as we have seen in the example of the soil solution. The other difference is components cannot be separated easily because the size is too small and the size is about less than 1 nanometer. So they cannot be separated by any physical methods, but they can be separated in the method known as distillation. Whereas in heterogeneous mixture, as the components can be separated easily by physical methods like hand picking, swing, etc. The other difference in the homogeneous mixture, we see the path of the light is not visible in solution. Whereas in the heterogeneous mixture, path of the light is visible because the particles are large enough to scatter a beam of light which make its path visible. Study about the concentration of the solution. So what is concentration of the solution? It is the amount of the solute dissolved in known amount of the solvent. So depending upon the amount of the solute present in solution, it can be dilute, concentrated or saturated. In dilute solution, the quantity of the solute is very less, whereas in the concentrated solution, the quantity of the solute is very large. And in saturated solution is that solution when no more solute can be dissolved in a solution at a given temperature. So here are some formulas to calculate the concentration of the solution, in which the first formula is concentration of solution is equal to amount of the solute divided by amount of the solvent. Second one is mass by mass percentage of the solution, which is equal to the mass of solute upon mass of solution into 100. The third one is mass by volume percentage of the solution is equal to mass of the solute upon volume of the solution into 100. So by putting the weight, we can calculate the concentration of the solution. So here is an example. Identify the solution among the following mixture. The first option is soil, second one is seawater, third one is air, and the fourth is coal, and the last option is soda water. So as we know, soil is an heterogeneous mixture, so it is not a solution. The second option, seawater, this one is a solution as it is a mixture of NaCl and the water, and it is a homogeneous mixture, so we can mark it right. The next option is air. Air is also a homogeneous mixture. If it is homogeneous, then it is a solution is also. The next option, coal. Coal is a heterogeneous mixture of the sulfur, carbon and the moisture. So this one is wrong. The last option, soda water. This is also a homogeneous mixture of the carbon dioxide and the liquid as a solvent. So this is also right. So here is an example. A solution contains 40 gram of common salt in 320 gram of the water. Calculate the concentration in terms of mass by mass percentage of the solution. So as we have discussed about the formulas of the concentration earlier, now we will apply here. The formula mass by mass percentage of the solution is equal to mass of the solute upon mass of the solution into 100. So here the mass of the solute, which is salt, is mass of the solute, that is salt, is 48 gram, and mass of the solvent, which is water, here is 320 gram. Now first of all we have to find out mass of the solution. As we know that solution is made up of solute and solvent. So mass of the solute plus mass of the solvent. Mass of the solute is given in the question is 40 gram and the mass of the solvent is 320 gram. So after the addition it comes out 360 gram. Now we have to calculate mass percentage of the solution. So mass percentage of solution is equal to mass of the solute upon mass of the solution into 100. So mass of the solute is given 40 gram and mass of the solvent and solute, after calculation it comes out be 360 gram, which is the mass of the solution. So here 360 gram into 100. After calculating we can find the answer, that is 11.1 percentage.